You're watching CT Live on NBC Connecticut.
Welcome back, everyone. November is Hospice and Palliative Care Month. So joining us now with more information are Peggy Coburn and Tully Meyer from McLean Home Care and Hospice. Tully, what's important for people to understand about hospice?
I think most important for people to understand about hospice is that it is an earned benefit, and it is something that most people who have Medicare already have paid for when it's time to use it. I think it's also just something that's very misunderstood, and so most people feel like it's only for the last couple of days of life, when in reality, if you get a diagnosis of 6 months or less, that's when we should start with you, because we can help you make your plan going forward. A very good friend of mine once said about 10 or 15 years ago, you know, the truth is that we have no control over how we come to this world, but we do have a say in how we leave this world. And we want to make it count, so let us help you do that.
It's offering peace of mind for families. And Peggy, why is there so much misunderstanding about hospice?
I think generally people are not comfortable thinking and talking about end of life and death. You know, we have a mindset, if we don't talk about it, it might not happen. Alternatively, we have a mindset, if I talk about it, is it going to happen? And what does that look like? Old sayings stick around for a reason. And the famous quote of there's only two things in this life that are guaranteed, and that's death and taxes.
So in addition to talking about it, you know, what are some other things that people can do to maybe change this mindset?
It's a great question. I think it's so important that we all sit there with ourselves and think, what brings me comfort? What do I want it to look like? What's important to me? Is it that I'm at home? Do I want medical care? And there are a couple tools out there that can help the consumer figure this out. One of them is called the Conversation Project. The other one is 5 Wishes. And you can find them both on the internet, download them, and it's a great way to sort of help you explore this journey. And you start with yourself and you figure out what's important to you. The next really important thing is that you share it with your loved ones. By doing this, you ease caregiver stress. If there's a time when you're not going to be able to speak for yourself, they will have confidence that they are following your wishes.
And what other advice, Tully, can you give to families about choosing a hospice?
Absolutely. So Medicare rates hospices throughout the country, and you can type into your search bar Hospice Compare and your zip code, and you'll get the hospices that serve your area. We're very proud at McLean because we are the only 5-star agency in the state of Connecticut for customer satisfaction. So those are some of the things you want to look at and choose that way. In the event you aren't in our territory and we don't service your area code, it's very important to look for a small agency, not-for-profit versus profit. Just the likelihood of knowing the people on your team and having your entire team know you is greater if you go that route. And also look at the complementary services at any hospice, because again, at McLean we have a very robust volunteer program, and that just increases the likelihood of you receiving a lot of the complementary services such as massage, Reiki, pet therapy, music therapy. And if you have any special projects you'd like to do at the end of your life or special interests, chances are we'll be able to fit you with a volunteer.
Well, it's so important to have these conversations, and we really appreciate you both coming on today.
Thank you so much, Taylor.
And now we're going to send things over to Storm Tracker meteorologist Anthony Carpino to get a check on the weather.